You got to start it off right.
Welcome to a very special episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Ryan Seymore.
And I'm Victor Dandridge, the disembodied voice. Hello!
This is going to be our year in review show. Vic's out in, are you in New Orleans now?
Yeah, I'm in New Orleans right now, man. It's gorgeous out here, by the way. Just want to let that in just a little bit.
Yeah, it's about 34 degrees and raining here in Columbus, so, that balances out. Yeah. So, anyhow. All right, what do we want to think of 2016? Like, looking back, what jumps out? Like, Rebirth?
Well, I mean, I think there were quite a few titles that I think wrapped up this year that were really, really good, really strong. Let's see. I think if we could do like a top three, I would first start off with giving some love to Rebirth, and particularly the Superman title within Rebirth. I thought that was really, really well done, and was highly impressed with the whole turn of it, because I didn't think Rebirth was going to go as well. I mean, honestly, I think the industry as a whole was like, uh-oh, here it comes. Reboot time.
Yeah, there was a lot of butthole puckering. Yeah, so, and Superman was solid. It harkens back to the days where story arcs weren't designed specifically for trade paperback reprinting. It handles a character that's difficult to write, and post New 52, where Kal-El of New 52 is dead. I mean, it balanced a lot of things that were very easily collapsible. Yes. And I think that was the most surprising part, is how well they put everything together. I thought it was pretty daggone solid. Yeah, it was high risk, high reward, and they succeeded.
And the house has picked it up, baby. Yes. So what about you? What's one that resonates for you for this year?
A lot of stuff that I've been digging has not been main, like your big two.
Okay.
It's probably too early in the run to really truly make this choice, but I love Hillbilly. Like it's been amazing.
No, I can definitely co-sign on that one. I think that's a good choice.
Yeah, it's not enough issues though. Like I want something that's got more. Like it doesn't feel like the right choice. Like it needs a longer track record, but that's what I feel.
That's the retailer in you talking, man. That's what that is. You're like, I shouldn't give it so great high rewards yet, but I love it so much.
It's unimaginable. It's so good. It needs second and third print so I can sell more of it. So
I agree. Despite not necessarily liking the way it's so neatly wrapped up everything, I got to give some love to the second half of the Vision series.
Yeah.
That was definitely one that. Yeah. See. See. Look at that.
Yeah. I'm bad at my job.
You're not bad. It's just one that there was so much that happened this year, you almost missed it. That's all. Yeah. But you can addendamize. It's fair.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Vision's so good. And that's one that we really honestly think is going to be taught in college here at some point in the near future.
If it's not, we're doing it wrong.
Yeah, and it gave us a clear look at Tom King, who's now on Batman.
Yes.
And that's.
I mean, which is another nod towards Rebirth to pull Tom from that and put him on Batman. So again, good job, DC. Yeah. And honestly, I do want to say that Vision. I was overtly disappointed with Marvel's crossover series this year, but the Vision was definitely a highlightable series. I really liked what they did, so to put Marvel on the board, I got to give a shout out to the Vision.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, Marvel. This was such a weird year because Rebirth succeeded,
right?
Whereas Marvel, you could see where they were taking steps to really push the envelope, increase the diversity in their line, but they Brockheimered us. Like with big events and reboots, or not even reboots, just renumberings. DC did it right. They're the company I love this year.
I agree. What's another one for you, man?
Probably Jupiter's fill in the blank.
That I understand.
Yeah,
that I understand.
Because there's two completely different stories going on. One really gives you that background, builds the foundation, and lets you see into these characters' lives to understand their motivations. And then you've also got the action, trying to get revenge, trying to reestablish things in the world. they're just incredible. Like it's one of those. Miller is really, really good at what he does. I mean, he's got a future.
I wholeheartedly agree. Actually, and this is going to sound like crazy talk to me. The only reason why I didn't put Jupiter's Legacy Volume 2 on it is only because it hasn't wrapped up yet. I think we're going to get a big treat at the beginning of this year. I think it's coming up soon. So the last issue of the second volume is coming up. But on the Miller World side, I have to admit, it is a two-way tie for me between Empress and Huck. Oh my God. Both of those, I felt very strong feelings for. I mean, I've gone on, record saying how I thought Huck was such a very warm sort of story, and it just kind of fits into this very pseudo non-characteristic, heartwarming Miller World voice, and I loved it. And Empress is just like action, sci-fi, adventure, gold. Like, I need that film. Even if it was just animated, I would need that film right away. Please, pretty please.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's got that vibe to it. Like it really it reads like you're watching a big summer movie.
Yes. And that ending, oh my God, I'm still goosebumps.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I didn't initially even think about what was happening, like how that would end, and then when it did, it was like, oh, okay, I'm always going to check do a check on my wife.
So good, absolutely good. Do you have any more?
I don't know. I almost want to. Because normally we're really, really positive. I almost want to talk about the
ones that didn't.
Kind of, because it was a year there was good stuff, and then there was all these tropes and experiments and going back to the wells that kind of didn't feel good.
All right, let's hear one. Let's hear one that you weren't feeling, man. What's one that didn't make the mark for you?
Civil War, just without question. Civil War.
Without question.
It existed, I think, purely because there was a movie, Civil War, that had the same title. It didn't need to exist in the Marvel Universe. It's just the big Marvel event. I think we're at the end of that life cycle. Like it will not succeed for at least a few years. They just need to stop.
I agree. And on that one, I'm going to piggyback and say that Death of X. Nope, didn't like it, and leading into IVX, still not liking it. There's not, that thing where I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a sweet, or did you see that thing that happened? Nope, I feel the voice is not right for these. I don't like it. So both for Marvel though. That's yikes.
Yikes. Which is weird, like because you're looking at the creative teams that Marvel has had on these big events. And I mean, they should be successful, right? I mean, like
it should be no-brainers, absolute no-brainers.
But they aren't. Another thing that hasn't really worked for me this year, like with DC, they pushed all in with Rebirth. It was like a legitimate, we're going to start at number one, and here's a reason why.
Right.
With Marvel, though, the thought process feels like if it's number one, it's going to sell more because it's number one, not realizing guests and readers, like, we know it's actually issue 13 in the sequence.
Right. And we're smarter than that now.
Yeah.
So let's not do that.
Yeah. And it's one.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I don't know. Marvel still has, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying Marvel's horrible. They still have incredible highlights. Just some of their decisions feel like they're coming more from a corporate office than from like a writer's meeting.
I agree. There's no creative voice that's pushing this, but it's more just a editorial mandate. Hey, you know what we need to highlight this year because this movie is coming up, or this, that, and the other?
You like Inhumans? And it's like, it's weird. I don't know. Like, I think the older I get, the more in tune I am with the smaller press and the more independent creator, because there's not that editorial saying, you need to do this with your characters. You guys just tell your story, and it's good.
And then you don't have to worry about editorial kind of messing with the brand or anything like that. They're just allowing the creators to create.
Yeah.
It is often, so much better that way. And I definitely think that anybody that wants to look for some cool indie titles, check out our last episode. because we gave some shout outs to some very talented guys that are putting some work out on their own, and I think that's really, really cool. Really cool.
Yeah, definitely, and that's one, because there are more and more people are not happy with what they're reading, and I get that, but if you keep, like, if you don't like REO Speedwagon, don't listen to REO Speedwagon. so like, that's the thing is, like, Image right now, because it's all creator owned.
Right.
Those guys just do what they want. They tell their story. You know, check that stuff out. Because if you're looking, you're like, I like Superman, but I don't like how the Rebirth is going. Cool. Read Huck.
Absolutely.
It's that
absolutely.
Easy. And
if there is somebody on the mainstream side that you like, see if they do have something that they're pushing out through a more independent type. I mean, like Jason Aaron and the Goddamn this year has been phenomenal.
Yeah,
that's such a good book.
Southern Bastards.
Oh. Yeah, Southern Bastards. Come on, like brilliance upon brilliance. I mean, it's just so good. And that's, I think that's another good way to use what the independent Image market is doing. It's allowing these creators to kind of go unfettered, and that's great to see them in their totality. It's great.
Yeah, definitely. Because, like you said, you got Jason Aaron, Jason Latour. So you got them. You got Jeff Lemire.
Yes.
Powell. I mean, there's so many creators that you recognize from other companies, and then you kind of get to see their own, like what their real art, and not a paycheck. Like, it's like their own babies, kind of.
Yes. Now, because you mentioned Latour, I got to bring it back around and give a mad shout out to Spider-Gwen, because that's another one of those Marvel babies that I think has been an absolute darling. Like, it's such a fun series, and the world that they've created, that Jason has written, has been so beautifully done, and Rodriguez on the artwork, it's been glorious. Yeah,
it's the best Spider title going right now.
Yes, it is.
Like, it's just, it is, because you got Amazing Spider-Man, which exists. I never like, if someone would have told me years ago, like, you know what, there's going to be a Spider book with Gwen Stacy in an alternate universe, and that's going to be the best Spider-Man book going, I would not. Yeah, like, that's not no way that's true, and it is. Like, it just really it is, and I don't. Yeah, it's very strange.
Go away. I'm sorry. I'm over Gwen Poole.
That's a
box. Gwen is only good in third place.
Yeah, that's a box of used kitty litter.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting the signal from Shelby to wrap it up. So, any last thoughts about 2016 moving into 2017?
Man, I mean, 2016 was a rough year, but I think 2017 is going to be a world of promise, because I think we saw a lot of wins that are going to continue, and we saw a lot of losses that are going to change. So, here's to 2016 going out.
Yeah.
Thank you, 2017, for what you're gonna drop on us, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Like you said, a whole bunch of changes are coming, and they all look good. So.
Absolutely.
You're in New Orleans, but why are you in New Orleans this week?
Oh my God, yes, definitely, guys, come see me. I'm at Wizard World New Orleans. I've got a number of panels that I'm doing, from the VIPs and self-publishing to the character crafter with You Create Comics, and I'm also doing a number of celebrity moderations, including Stephen Amell, David Ramsey, Theo Rossi, Jewel State. The list goes on and on and on. Peter Mayhew, guys, I get to talk to Chewbacca. Like, I cannot wait to do that. It's going to be fantastic. So definitely come check me out if you're in the New Orleans area and you're coming down to the show. Come say hi. I need friends. All the friends.
Fair. And the only thing going on at the shop this weekend for us is we're going to be continuing to raise funds for the Kaleidoscope Youth Center here in Columbus, Ohio, working with them and Love is Love Comics. So check that out on our website, World of Comic Town.
Absolutely. But I love is love, man, because that's the truth.
Yeah. The Batman story was so hard to read. Yeah, that got me in the feels.
I get you. Totally. Oh.